I'm Alana, this is Jose,
Hello.
and you're watching IGN Access. Today, we are talking about our expectations from Nintendo's Direct at E3 this year. Jose, what are you most excited about?
All right, no, seriously, I mean, I want a Metroid game. First and foremost, I need to say that.
We have a lot of tweets. We asked people to see their tweets. A majority of them are Metroid. How likely do you think that is, though?
See, that's so hard to say because there's two sides of Nintendo that show up at every E3. There's the one side that is talking about everything that's on the books. So Super Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 2, Splatoon 2 gets screen time, maybe ARMS gets a mention. And the spotlight's going to focus only on Switch games. That Ubisoft thing, that Mario crossover Rabbids thing, that is
horrific thing.
The worst kept secret in French history.
Yeah.
Is probably going to get talked about at some point by one of the two. But then you have the other side of Nintendo that will announce a game and with the intention of either it launching within the second half of 2017 or something that they're going to hold on to until 2018 and then they're going to flesh it out a little further later in the year. Could it be Metroid? I mean, I want to say yes, but given how long it's been, I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
Think it's unlikely?
I hate to say that, but you know, the good news is a Direct any time of the year can put that out there and you'll be like, oh, you'll be just as excited. But if you drop that bomb at the E3 stage, that would be nice, please.
Well, one of the things that I really like that Nintendo does at the press conferences is everything that they show tends to be stuff you can play on the show floor.
Yeah, true.
It would be incredible if we could play a Metroid at the show floor in a couple of weeks' time. That would be crazy, but it does seem unlikely.
Yeah, but more likely you're going to get a release date for Mario Odyssey, which let's call it right here, November 17th. It will be. That is 1 week before Black Friday. That is usually when Nintendo brings its biggest holiday title. I think they're going to give you release dates for Xenoblade 2. They're going to be, obviously you already know when Splatoon 2 is coming out. You're probably going to hear when the French worst kept secret's coming out. But then I do think that you're going to get a surprise Switch game. Now, I don't think it will be bigger than Odyssey, but slip of the tongue. But just given that Nintendo understands a bit of the showmanship involved. I mean, let's look at this year too. Switch was announced and Switch was shown, and Nintendo had to do something they never do, which is here's the lineup for the whole year.
Yeah.
And so they outlined a lot of that already, but I still think knowing those guys, there has to be a secret or two that we don't know about.
Yeah, I think you're probably right in saying that Odyssey is going to be the main focus because we know it's coming, or we assume it's coming out later, in November rather. But a lot of people are also asking about Smash Bros.
Yeah, so that was a great early rumor in January 2016 and has since gone dark, even to the point that just the last Nintendo Direct, they went and announced the last few Smash figures, which we all lined up and were like, yeah, these two are going to get announced together. Apparently Nintendo was like, not a thing. But I don't know, I see that as misdirection. Like, I think Smash Brothers could get announced, and I think the E3 stage would be a great place for it, but I do wonder, do you undersell then ARMS by doing that? Like, do a bunch of people who are, but then again, Smash wouldn't be coming out in 2017. I don't think 2017 needs Smash Brothers. I think they have enough stuff out there as it is.
I think with Zelda and Mario this year, it makes sense to hold on a hugely popular game like Smash Bros. For next year.
Yeah.
That kind of evens out their overall lineup.
Yeah, Smash Brothers, Animal Crossing, like find your other multiplayer and probably new IP that they're going to roll out, because I don't think ARMS is the last of Nintendo's new IP push.
Yeah.
You know, you can do that in 2018.
Yeah, that's exciting to get some new IPs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But speaking of very, well, the opposite, very popular IPs, people are asking about Pokemon on Switch.
Oh, that's
what
another
one.
What
do you think of that?
That's a hard one. So there was a great rumor reporting done earlier this year that outed the existence of a Pokemon Stars game, and the idea that the third flavor in the Pokemon Sun and Moon universe would be a Switch game.
It doesn't make sense because the sun is the same thing as a star, but
I don't like the title. Like, I'm with you. Like, I'm really not feeling that title. The Pokemon Company, change that, please. But I think that it does set up an interesting situation, but I do think that Pokemon Company historically shows up when the install base is there. And I just feel like, again, this is one of those, can 2017 handle a Pokemon title? And why not hold something or wait for the next original game to come out, 2018, 2019, which for Pokemon fans, they may want to run off a cliff, but there's precedent for this. Like, every single Pokemon installment, for the most part, has been to the system that had the biggest install base. And it would be funny if they announced another Pokemon game for 3DS, because I think those fans would run off a cliff during E3, but this is another one of those, it's hard to say will they or won't they. I think they can, but I'm not sure they will.
But I know they've also said that they never wanted to make a home console Pokemon game, that they always wanted to have them handheld. So where do you think that fits in with the Switch?
Well, I think they have no choice now, and I think that being supporters of Nintendo, right? Pokemon Company isn't owned by them. Nintendo is a part owner, though, and does have some influence. And I think it puts Pokemon Company in a situation where we're going to have that experience finally. I think that the next major Pokemon game will happen on Switch. I think
hope
that,
so.
yeah, I think it has to at this point. And it'll be great. I mean, I think Switch is really made for that. And
Yeah.
you're not going to lose any of the mobility of that platform. And you're going to plug it into a TV and it's going to look amazing.
I remember like the hurdles you had to go through to do that on N64 to get it to play on a TV. It was the best when it worked. It was so great.
Yeah. Pokemon Stadium, shout out.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Totally.
So the last most common question that we got here on Twitter is Animal Crossing.
I think 2018, I don't think you have to announce that at E3. And I do think that given that there's a mobile title in the works for Animal Crossing that we know is on the books, that has to, according to Nintendo, that could and probably will launch by the end of next fiscal, which would be March 30th, 2018 or March 31st, depending on how many days are in March.
Supposedly, the sales of Pokemon Go helped the sales of Pokemon Sun and Moon. So in theory, they should release the Animal Crossing mobile game before releasing the Switch game.
And then the bigger question too is how does the mobile game talk to the Switch game? They've kind of made that promise that whatever this mobile thing will be, it will somehow talk to the other versions of the game.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? And then if you're someone who is a lapsed Nintendo fan and you dive into this Animal Crossing thing, what is there for you to do? Because this isn't going to be a companion app. There's not a world where that happens, I don't think. So yeah, I think 2018, Animal Crossing 2018. Whether or not they announce it at E3,
Locking that prediction down.
yeah, please. But Metroid. Can you say it one more time? Maybe they're hearing.
Metroid. We can dream. Thank you much, Jose, for your insight. And for everyone who's watching, E3 is just around the corner. So for more on Nintendo and more on Mario Odyssey, make sure you check out our Road to E3 video. Stay right here on IGN.